spreading the love of reading through books, literature, and much more. Happy World. 5 Steps to Happy. A moving life-affirming story by Ella Dove. One small act can change a life forever. Get the book today. Christopher Reed, The Runner. The New York Times best-selling author number. For the book.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death,
Join us every Wednesday at the book club for literature, book reviews, poetry, and much more. We are live Wednesdays at the book club. Come on, let us read together and let us read all at once. Join us. Getting It Done by Roger Fisher and Alan Sharp. How to lead when you're not in charge. Getting It Done by Roger Fisher and Alan Sharp. Get the book today.
Standing in a crowded room and I can't see your face. Put your arms around me, tell me everything's okay.
How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Great book by Dale Carnegie. Get the book today. Why? There's a time. Is that better? Hope you're okay, and I hope you are fine. It is a beautiful day here. It is Monday, the 4th of September. It's a lovely day. It is fantastic. It is great. It is fantastic. It is amazing. It is good. It is Monday. A lovely time. Everything is going well. The 4th of September. It is absolutely fine. It is good. So today we're going to talk about Monday. There is a time for everything. Fine. This is a good message for today. There is a time for everything. Why? There's a time for everything. That's it. That's all. There is a time for everything, isn't it? A time for everything. It's as simple as that, but when I go further, I'm going to talk about it more and more. But definitely there is a time for everything. The time to be happy, the time to be sad, the time to rip, the time to sow. There's a time for everything, isn't it? And now is the time for our poetic podcast. It's a lovely time, it is good, it is fantastic, it is great. It's a good time to be alive. I'm saying we are doing well. I'm going to wait for others to come in. I'm going to post in the group, so while you wait for others who are going to log on, it's not going to allow me to. No problem. I'll give it a few minutes. And then while we are logging on, we're going to wait for others to come on and join us. In the meantime, it is good. So how was your weekend? Did you have a great weekend? Was it good? Was it fantastic? How was it? Did you have fun? Did you enjoy yourself? I'm going to share this with the people on there. 1 second. Why can't I share this? It's not sharing, is it? No, right. One second, let me try and copy this and put this over there. No. No, right. No problem. We'll give it a go while it's. Yeah, definitely. So we'll give it a go. People to log on. It's going to come on for a bit. And while people are coming on, I'm going to play the intro again. It's a good day to be everything, and this is the best time to say there is a time for everything, isn't it? There is a time for everything. Your time is gonna come. Time for everything in this planet, in this life, in this reality. or we're calling this matrix. As a time, sometimes it's hard to believe, sometimes you have all the doubts, but the time is always there for everything. So keep on believing, keep on going on. Obviously on the right track, definitely. Obviously on the right track. Know what you're doing and keep it going. But for those who are new, I'm gonna share with you before we begin. We have our group where we have all our videos. So I'm gonna share with you our group on Facebook where we have all our little adventures. Well, you know. Ta-da! So this is our group. As you can see, I'm live right now. Let me move me. Oops, wrong one. Oh, stop moving, is there? Yeah, and move it to the side. Is that better? So yeah, this is our group, which we are in. So if you want to check out Emerald Facebook group, definitely look it up. So we have all our content here every Monday. We are there. So a good community of 86 members. Well, most of them are active, some are active or not. But this is where all our magic happens. So definitely come in there. This is our poem for the day, talking about the book of Ecclesiastes 3, the King James Version. Everything there is a version. Why? It's a poem. It's in a book. It's in a book called the Bible, or the Biblical Exodus, or the Genesis. So it's a great book written by a great king himself, who has different names. Some say King Solomon, some say King Suleiman, some say he was had another pharaohic name. Definitely, and all that. So there's much more. But today we're talking about it. So this is our Facebook group. So kind of some of the like some of the photos here. Like that was one of Andrew, who's one of our top contributors. We put in today, and old Cherokee is teaching his grandson about life. So this is a post by Andrew. Thank you very much. One of our top contributors. Shout out to him. So every Monday we say, definitely please share a poem with us if you are. Oh, you have a poem. Before we had some, but it's been quiet. So every Sunday we say happy birthday to everyone celebrating this special day this week. And some of our posts before. Some of the books we share. This is a book by a lady called Chris Speaks. Oh, amazing. I saw one the other day. Definitely, if I can get a hold of her to come on a live video, that would be amazing. She is amazing. She has good content. But yeah, so this is the book she was, I think people bought, she sold the book and people have been inquiring about it. But that's the book, and that's the book. So we post all our content here for those who want to know books. We have our schedule here. We have books to post in the group. So definitely this all some of our posts before. Some of the books we share. This is a book by a lady called Chris Speaks. Oh, amazing. I saw one the other day. Definitely, if I can get a hold of her to come on a live video, that would be amazing. She is amazing. She has good content. But yeah, so this is the book she was, I think people bought, she sold the book and people have been inquiring about it. But that's the book, and that's the book. So we post all our content here for those who want to know books. We have our schedule here. We have books to post in the group. So definitely this is all we do in our group. So if you want to learn more, definitely come on and join us. There's one more from Katrina Kabzaru, another one of our top fans, top contributors. Every Thursday we comment on photo, book, material, and much more. So yeah, join our Facebook group for more information and for more engagement. We're looking for more members. Definitely. This was our it's end of month meeting last Wednesday. Definitely, and then we had the other week we had our previous poetic night. If I can get to it, just want to show you quickly what we did last Monday. I'm not in the group. Did we not post it here? Oh, okay. I thought it was here in the group. Scratch. Yeah, here we are. So this was me last Monday. was talking about Friends and Flatterers by William Shakespeare. So that was the poem that we had last Monday, definitely. So it was about Friends and Flatterers, and it was Old English, so the poem, the English was a bit different. Some say difficult or challenging than before. But that is what we had last Monday. So yeah, definitely, yeah. Look it up. Also asking about the fall, what the fall means. A foe is an enemy. I said friend first, but a foe is an enemy. I mixed up. A foe is an enemy, an opponent, a challenger. So that is the poem we had last week. About device, how you have friends when you have a lot, when you have nothing, everybody disappears. And that is what we did last week here. Oh, that is beautiful, isn't it? That is beautiful. So I'm going to take a screenshot of that. So yeah, definitely. Thank you for tuning in today. So I am going to go back to our main poem for tonight, which is there is a time for everything. And guess what? Now is my time. There is a time for everything. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a great poem. Old classic. Why I say write it in the Bible? People don't shame the Bible anymore, but they say it's an old book. They cast the Bible a lot. But why? I guess because it has lots of tips and wisdom on how to be strong, how to be wise, and I don't think people want that anymore. But this book has a lot of good stuff in it. I'm telling you, until you experience some of the things, you don't know. But I'm talking from experience. There is a time. I have experienced my time today. This week has been my time to experience a lot of growth and winning. So yeah, thank you for the time. There's a time for everything. The time, there is a time. To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under the heaven. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Sometimes you don't know what that means until you go through it, but there's a time. So don't. Sometimes you don't have to give up. Sometimes you do, but the times you're going to say, that's it. I'm going to carry on until the time comes. When the time comes, the time has come. Nothing's going to stop the time coming. It can be war, it can be death, but the time comes. Nothing's going to stop it. So we are being bombarded with fears and fears and fears. Oh, you're going to die, you're going to be hated, you're going to be rejected. But when the time comes, the time comes. So you got to stand strong. Let the weak say I'm strong. Isn't it? So this is the poem right here. I'll put it in the group. So I'm going to read, definitely carry on. I'm going to definitely read some more. You're going to see more of it. But so to make it clearer, I am going to use this Bible Gateway, yes. Making some music in the background. Nice tune. It's good. So I'm going to use this in the background. I'm going to use this place if you allow me. Is that okay? Yeah. I'm going to move myself here again. Alright, over here. Actually, let me stay here because something I want to show you on this side. Why is my head being chopped off anyway? Is that better? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to use Bible Gateway to read through a bit of it. So you have a clear clue. But it's in that group as well. So I'm going to switch between both of them. So it's in here. To Ecclesiastes 3, the King James Version. I mean the King James Version, the King James. My favorite uncle, King James. Uncle James, that's my king, that's my uncle. I'm using his version of the Bible. Why? Because he's my uncle. That's it. Because his family, that's why I'm using his version. So yeah, so everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under the heaven. Now this is a powerful statement right. This is a powerful statement right there. There is power in this statement right here. To everything there is a season. Yes, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. This is a big thing right here. This is just, that's enough for you to understand. Those with understanding can know. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. So to everything there's a season and there's a time. To every purpose under the heaven. So there's time and there's season. The two are different. There is a season and there is a time to every purpose under the heaven. If you understand that in the old language that it was written, that is what will give you more understanding. So I'm going to definitely go up and give you some software which I'm going to use for that. But yeah, so without explaining or describing what that means, although in the group, it's right here. If you look in the group, it's still in the group right there, yes. So, there is a season and there is a time to every purpose. Every purpose has a season and it has a time. You should know the difference between its time and its the season. Season can be a long length of time, but time can be now, it can be tomorrow, it can be a certain time, it can be the day, it can be the night. But a season is more like a long period of time, a certain period of time where something is happening. A season of happiness could be 3 months, 2 months, but time can be a short minute, can be a longer period. But a season is one which is set. Because we have 4 seasons, right? There we have this spring, summer, autumn, winter. Those are the 4 seasons we have. If I'm saying correct. But time is something else. So there's a season and there's a time to every purpose. If that makes sense to you, there is a season and there's a time to every purpose. There's a season and there's a time. The time now is 8:27 GM time, but the season now is summer. So there's summer and there's a time. So you got to understand which one you are running in and which one is running you. Or when's the time to reap, when is the time to sow, when's the time to harvest. Yes? So let us begin, yes? This is interesting. So if you get it right, there is a season, there is a time to every purpose under the heaven. I'll repeat, there is a season, like we're in summer now. There's a time. Right now it's 8:28, or it's evening, or it's night time. To every purpose under the heaven. Once you understand that, then you can understand the things you are going through, what you're doing. Are you in the right time or in the wrong season? You can be the right season, but in the wrong timing. There's a wrong time, but the right season. There's a right season and there's a right time for everything. The best thing are those who are farmers, who plant, who read the stars and the signs in the heavens. They tell the seasons very well. But definitely. So let's delve in and see what this means. So I'll read through with another version, but I'll definitely start this one, yes? So, verse 3, chapter 3, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. So, verse 2, there's a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. As a thing people forget, there is a time to be born and a time to die. When people are born, they're happy. When people die, they're afraid of dying, but we are happy to be born. We celebrate. When it's time to die, we are crying, we are panicking, we are afraid. Yet it's the same process. It's a time which it's the time. The time to be born is the time to die. The time to plant and the time to pluck up that which is planted. The time you're gonna be planted, the time you're gonna be plucked up. The time you're gonna sow, the time you're gonna be plucked up. It could be by you or it could be somebody else. When you say you lost something or somebody died, people start mourning like, why? It's not something new under the sun. It is a time to die. It's the timing. The time is over. It's time for you to die. It's time for you to be plucked up. But make a big issue, make it such a big issue when death comes. We all part of it. We've all been part of it. But there is a time to be born when we all celebrate, and a time to die. Do you come in and you go? That means you're not from here, are you? You're from somewhere else. You're born. You come here and then you die. You go back. It's as simple as that, yet it's very complicated because people don't want to accept the time to die. By the time to be born, they can't wait. Time to die, goodness me, it's panic time. The time to plant and the time to pluck up that which is planted. As a garden, times of a garden, the time to plant, the time to harvest. So you're sowing what you reap. There's a time. Nowadays people want to pluck up before the time is to plant. And nowadays you want to pluck. In this age we pluck we pluck any time. That's the thing in this world. And so the season is wrong season, wrong timing, and so we end up in consequences. Why? Because we're plucking in the wrong time. But remember this, there's a time to be born and a time to die. I beg you, please. There's a time to be born and a time to die. Don't cut out the dying part. We don't want to die. Definitely, we don't want to die. That is true. But don't be afraid to die. We don't want to die, but we're gonna die because it's not dying. It's not a bad thing. It's a transformation to another place or going back where we came from. If we died first and born, that means it's different. But if we were born and when we died, that means we came here first. Now we gotta go back home. So you're going back home, where you belong or where you're supposed to be. Because yeah, you're born, so you just came here, but it's time for you to go back. So your time on Earth is limited, I'm guessing, unless you're immortal. Unless we can beat time, there's a time we have. Once you're born, the clock starts ticking. Unless there's time or way of beating the clock, as in the movie, if you watched Ant and Wasp, he says there's a time, the man says the conqueror said he beat the time. There's a way you can beat time. So if you can't beat time, please, I would like to know, definitely. But there's a time to be born for now and a time to be died. Once people don't live out the part. Live out the part, it's time to die. Verse 3, there's a time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. Sometimes you want to be happy all the time. You don't want the hard stuff. But there's a time to build up, a time to break down. Times you, I agree, sometimes I don't want to break down. I try and avoid breaking down sometimes. I always do. But I realize it is necessary for me. If it's for me to build up, I must break down that which I don't need. It's like an old house. When I build a new house, you must break down the old house and build a fresh one. There's no point of building on top of an old house. Sometimes it's weak and it's add on, like mixing old wines with new wine. It's not good sometimes. Sometimes you got to pour out the old to bring in the new. Some people get divorced to bring in a new wife. Some want to keep the old wife and the new wife together, and they're already separated. Yet you're still with the old one. Yet you're separated. Sometimes you got to cut off the past. So that's what we call the time to kill, to break down. I saw the word kill might mean to take away, but yes. There's a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. There's a time to weep. What's the problem? Yeah, verse 4. The time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. Oh, thank you. No, sorry. No, I didn't want that. No, go back. Alright, while it's playing up. There's a time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. So this time you're going to try and weep. Time you want to mourn in the morning. Happy good morning. No, the time to mourn is the time to dance. So if you're only mourning, only weeping, only laughing, don't forget to dance. There's a time for everything. So make time for all that. Balance your life out in a good way. I don't know what happened to my Bible gateway. Oh, sorry, I was. Oh, my part. Oh, there we are. A time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. Hallelujah, that is good. Sometimes, most cases now, we are those who only want to weep, time want to laughing, those who want dancing. But it's time you're gonna do all four of them. You gotta balance time the emotions out. Not too much of one. You gotta leave time for others and everything else. Don't forget that. There's a time to cast away. I'm not gonna. It's a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Oh, that is good. There's a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Oh, this is magic. I wish I... Oh, this is magic. There is a time you have to let go. Time you're going to embrace somebody. The time you're going to say, what, I don't want you anymore. Some say it might be divorce, but this is important because some things have happened in life. Now this explains all the things you've had. If you look back when your family let you go, or when you let go of your friend or your wife, or they built you and now you built out. There's a time for everything. There's a time, there is a time, there is a time. A time to cast away stones, run away. A time to gather stones together, and time to embrace. And a time to refrain from embracing. Now I've made the mistake of embracing someone at the wrong time. The time I should have... This is wisdom right here. The time you're going to embrace somebody, the time you're going to not embrace... to refrain from embracing. No matter how much you love them, how much they want to hurt you, you gotta refrain from embracing. A time to say yes, time to say no. You gotta learn how to play that really well. It's time to say yes, time to say no. Not everything is stable. We also want one way no. You gotta be flexible. The time to say yes, time to say no. Time to embrace, time not to embrace. Time to love, time to hate. The time to throw away, cast away. It's time to gather. Oh, this is very powerful. If you understand this, that's why people complain, oh, there's a time my family hated me. Oh, this happened to this nation. This happened here. Why? There's a time. There's a time to win, time to lose. There's a time to cast away stones, and there's a time to gather stones together. There is a time for everything under this planet. So there is a time for everything under this planet. If you are feeling it, that means it's your time in most cases. There's a time people are going to love you, time they're going to cast you away. Not because they hate you, not because that happened to me as well. I understand it now. Happened to me as well. I thought, oh, people hated me, but oh no, it's not. It was my time. It was my time to be cast away. Now, then it'll be my time again. It'll be my time to be what? To be brought together. There's a time to embrace, time not to embrace. A time to love, time not to love. So these are all times. Not everything has to be once all the time. So you can't always be in one state of emotion or conscious. Sometimes you gotta switch. I think that's where we all fail. Or we're all guilty, where we tend to love one thing, stick to it forever. I think like things like careers we stick to one career forever. We stick to one house forever. We stick to one, I won't say partner, that one is no-go area. It's up to you. But the time to embrace, the time to refrain from embracing. I think that's what people do. Sometimes we stick to one thing forever. We don't experience something else. I mean, sometimes it's fine, you don't want, but we miss out on some experiences because we refuse to stop embracing something. And so we suffer the consequences of not refraining from embracing something which we embraced before. So before was time to embrace, but now it's time to say enough, goodbye. I think that's the time that is the thing we need to learn, when to stop embracing stuff. I think that's what we're lacking, where we need to stop embracing, time to cast away things, time to stop embracing, because now we gather a lot of things, like things in my room. I've got a lot of stuff I've been used for years, but what? I'm gathering stones which I need to cast away. Gathering friends which I need to cast away. I have clothes which I need to cast away. But because I love them, it's sentimental, I don't want to get them away. So that's what times we go wrong, when we don't do the casting away, we don't do the not embracing stuff. I am guilty there 100%. The time I should have said no, I didn't say no. Now I'm paying the price. I didn't say no. Now I'm not saying this is grounds for divorce, or you see it's time you gotta go. People use that as an excuse, but there is a time, there's a right time to cast away something. Not because it's not bad, but because it's time for you to cast it away. Alright, we are back online. Sorry about that. We had a Alright, so we'll carry on. So let's finish this off. So yeah, we're here. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. There's a time to rend and a time to sue. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. There's a time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. What profit hath he but worketh in that wherein he laboureth? So time for everything. So asking, what profit do you have in the work you laboureth? I have seen the travail which God hath given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life. And also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of God. I know that whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And God doeth it, that men should fear before him. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And God requireth that which is past. Goodness me. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And God requireth that which is past. I think that's more of a poem from the past. The which have been, the past is now, and that which is the future has already passed. And God requires that which is the past, which is the future, if I'm right. So God is no time. What I see is there's no time with God. What has already been is now. What is to be is the future has already been there. And God requires that which is past. So the future has already passed, and the past is now. Wow. That's what I think I take from that. So moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So I'm going to graduate through the whole verse. I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. I said in mine heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that God might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. Ooh. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts, even one thing befalleth them. As the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. This is good, because as we talk about animals, oh, they're different, but we are all the same. This is a perfect, no? That's why they don't demand the Bible. I said in mine heart concerning the estate of the sons of men. Here. That God might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts, that the sons of men should see that they are beasts. We always tend to put the animals below. Oh, they are not intelligent, not clever, they deserve to die. People kill animals, they mistreat them. Why? Because they are beasts and we are not. But he says, I pray that God can open the eyes of the men so they can see, hey, we are all the same. We are beasts as well. Sons of men, they think they are something else which they are not. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts. Even one thing befalleth them. As one dieth, so dieth the other. Yes, they all have one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence above a beast. For all is vanity. This is all vanity. I am better than a calf and a goat, than a sheep and a cat. They all die, one or another. All go unto one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of a beast that goeth downward to the earth? Who knows where the spirits go? Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own works, for that is his portion. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? Goodness me, this is what we've been missing in this world. I put my statement that there is nothing better than a man should rejoice in his own works. Rejoice in your own works, for that is your portion. That is your portion. Portion. Nowadays, people are rejoicing. We rejoicing other people's works. We want other people's portions. We want others. Everyone wants other portions, and that's the problem people are having. So many wars, so many thefts, so many aggressions. Why? People want what's yours. Nobody wants to rejoice in their own portion, in their own works. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? After you, how will you know what's going to happen to you? So rejoice in your own works, your house, your bedroom, your clothes. Rejoice in your own things. Stop always taking others, dressing in others people's properties. Oh, my neighbor's house, my neighbor's wife, oh, my neighbor's partner, oh, this. Rejoice in your own works, for that is your portion. Whatever you've been given, that is yours. Stop comparing to others. Stop looking at others for jealousy, to covet. Get your own portion and rejoice in it. It's as simple as it is. The wise man said, take what is yours, rejoice in it. I need to rejoice in my stuff. I need to be happy for the things you have. Your views, your clothes, your portion, your material. Be happy, rejoice in it. Eat, be merry. While you're still here, because after you're gone, you know where you're going. You're like a beast. You're going to die. Like the beast, one dies, the other dies. Rejoice. There is a time for everything. Gentlemen and ladies, or ladies and gentlemen. There is a time for everything. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. I repeat, to everything there is a season and a time. To everything there is a season and a time. To everything there is a season and a time. To everything, I repeat, there is a season and a time. Gentlemen and ladies, know your time, know your season. To everything, there is a season and a time. Yes, everything is a season and a time. To everything, there is a season and a time. Yes. A time to be born, time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Time to kill, time to heal, a time to break down, time to build up. We don't want to break down, time to don't kill, don't heal, but it's a time to let go of that. Time to cast away stones, the time to gather stones, the time to embrace. There's a time to refrain from embracing. Say, do it, you're dumb, get out of here, you're fired. The time to fire somebody, the time to divorce somebody, the time to leave something, the time to stop embracing something. I am guilty. I know things I need to stop embracing for a long time, but I love them. I want them. I need them. I feel like I need to stop embracing some people, some stuff. Their time is over. Oh, there's a time to get, and a time to lose, there's a time to keep, and a time to cast away. The time to get, the time to keep, the time to lose, and the time to cast away. Gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gentlemen, that is powerful. Now I understand why people complain about the Bible. Now I understand why they really give it a headache, because it speaks some high truths which people don't want to hear at all. It's just a book. It is just a book, isn't it? Or is this the holy book? It is just a book, but I understand well, it's more than a book. It's a message from the past, isn't it? It is a message from the past telling you, hey, do this, do that. People say, no, I want my time. Overview, the dictionaries. Normally there's something here we should talk about. No, fair enough, it's not here. No problem. If you come back here, so to everything there is a season. So a season is a time. What it says in the old is H21625. Right. So the word for season means it's a noun. It's a masculine noun. It's a set time, an appointed time. Season means a set time, an appointed time. Okay, this looks different than it was before. Before, this has been changed, has it? It's an appointed occasion. That is a season. A season is an appointed occasion. So that is a season. And time says a time is now, when, after, always, certain, evening, long, season. even, noon, tide. So the different words for time. So you gotta know which time they meant in this verse. Yes, the heavens. I can do a parallel. It's not there. The heavens, the shamayim is a masculine noun. When it's feminine nouns before, it means to be lofty, and used root meaning to be lofty. That is the heavens. The second form being dual of an unused singular from unused root meaning to be lofty. The sky, the dual perhaps alluding to the visible arch in which the clouds move, as well as to the higher ether where the celestial bodies revolve, the air, astrology, the heaven. So this one, the shamayim, is the arc which above, whereas the higher ether where the celestial bodies revolve. So if you look at the old meanings of the words, that's interesting, isn't it? The sky above of the stars of the visible universe, the sky, the atmosphere, that is the heaven as the abode, the shamayim. So that is the noun they're saying, that's what it means. So everything under the sun, that's everything around here, my friend, everything. Some of the words you're gonna find it in. So you gotta learn the old languages, I love them. Look at the Chaldean lexicon. This was again to create the heavens and the earth. Create the heavens, the heavens, the heavens. It's the whole place in there. I mean, no, that's correct, isn't it? Definitely. But yeah, so that is the verse. There's a lot more. Due to time, I won't go for it, and our hour is over. But as you can see, if you use the Strong's Concordance, you have more, isn't it? You have more to read from. They tells you the word where it comes from, its root word, and much more. So now if you understand that, with the concordance, the time, season, everything, you get put together under the shamayim, under the atmosphere, the ether, not just heaven. The season, we say season was what's the season? Season was an occasion. So here there's to everything there's an appointed occasion and a season or time to every purpose. The word purpose means to every pleasure, desire, valuable thing. That's what purpose means, extension. Kaifets. That's the Hebrew word, kaifets. Purpose is kaifets. The desired thing, desired matter, pleasant, purpose, willingly. So to everything there is a appointed occasion and a season to every desire under the ether. Isn't that better? So that's a lot more words. You can get more variation out of that from the old language. A time to be born, a time to die. The word die to be dead, to destroy. This means to destroy, to kill in this one. That's what it means in this side. So all those are words which are there. So this is what the text is all. So there's a time for everything. So know your time and know your season. Nowadays we declare open season to divorce, marry, to eat, to sleep, to go there, to go there. We declare it's how we feel now. But that's the thing that is killing us a lot. We say how we feel, but no, ladies and gentlemen, that's not how we feel. So the author of this book is King Solomon. People, I'm going to use the Wikipedia version. Okay, fine, I'll use the Wikipedia version. So King Solomon is what is called. But the different words people use for King Solomon. Wikipedia. Also called King Jedidiah. You see, that's the name people know about him. King Jedidiah was a monarchy of ancient Jacob and the son of successor of King David. According to the Hebrew Bible and the Old Testament, he described as being the penultimate ruler of an amalgamated Israel and Judah. Yes. So King Solomon, King Suleiman, King Solomon. So the other names. He's known as King Suleiman, King Jedidiah, and there's much more. And also other names of Let me see. When he was buff, he was given Yedidiah was his name. So his name was not King. His name was actually King Jedidiah. So that was his real name, I'm guessing. That real name was Jedidiah. So they say Shlomo. I think that's because Saul is of the sun and the moon. Saul is of the sun and the moon. So his name was Jedidiah. It says a mythical monarch. Why? I don't know why it says mythical, but yeah. So King Solomon. So he had different names of King Solomon, but I'm going to go through all of them because of time. So you're going to look it up for yourself. I've heard it from Wikipedia. So this is all they say is all mystery. It's a myth now. Know that's why, because they try to destroy everything about him. I'm going to say this is a picture about him. I think he was darker in color, just like me. But so he was the monarch of ancient Israel, like son of King David, King Jedidiah. We use to say King Solomon, King Suleiman in, I think, Islam, yes. So he was the one they said who destroyed his own after that. But he was one who wrote many books of the Bible. He wrote the Proverbs, Ecclesiastes. He was a wise man, very wise in his age. We don't know so much about him, but he was also a pharaoh. In other words, he was a pharaoh in the Russian name. But this is the English version. The anglicized version is Solomon. But Yedidiah in Hebrew, Yedidiah. Because all the names begin with Yah in Hebrew, so it's God, Yedidiah. That was his name. Son of King David in Aramaic. That was King David in England. House of David. Yes, so this is much about him. So he was the most famous for his wisdom and his wealth as well. That was the thing he was known for. And his women. Yes, so yeah. So read more about him. If you read our books, they'll tell you much about him. His successes, punishment, enemies, his bibliography, literature, art, historicity, and much forth. But definitely look him up. I won't go through all that time. Our hour is over. Everyone has a version of him. So there's the Islamic version, there's the version of Christianity, version of Judaism, there's the Hebrew version. There's also the Egyptologist version. So everyone has their own version of King Solomon. So all that you'll see in different languages. They will talk about King Solomon and his legend in all different religions and tribes and societies. It has a different name for him. Yes? But I'll leave it at there. So that was our topic for today, please. So there's a time for everything. Nowadays we know we say it's open, every time now it's open season. We say it's open season. We declare open season. Sorry. But let us keep it that way, isn't it? Hope you enjoyed that. That is a brief end to the podcast. It is the time for everything. This is my time. I won't die. I had a good time this weekend. This is my time. My time came out. What I planned it for, it came in abundance this last 3 days, and now I know there's a time for everything. It came. I didn't think it would happen anytime soon. I thought it would take me a year or so, but it took me a few days. So my friends, my point is, it's a time for everything. It's not about the work you put in. Sometimes it's good to put in the work. But when it's time to win, you're going to win. Doesn't matter how. It's not about the time. Forget time. People with time is really confusing us. So I need 10 years and 1 year to make it, and 6 months to be. No. There's an appointed time for you to succeed. There's an appointed time for you to die. Appointed time for you to be born. You can go around it. You can try and change it, but it is when the time comes, the time comes. If you're feeling, to explain how old you live or how long you live, it's the appointed time. I might go tomorrow. I might go in a week. And don't cry. Why? It's my appointed time. So let me do what I'm here to do before my appointed time comes for me to go back home. I'm going to say die, but appointed time for me to do it. When time comes, time comes. You can be healthy. You can be sick. You can be hit by a car. You can be fall off something. But the time has come. I won't explain everything, but there's more obviously. But that's what I do. I'm going in the Father. So there is a time for everything under this ether, this heaven, under this sky. But I didn't say over. It's only here on this planet that is a time for everything. Unless I'm wrong. A time for everything under the heavens, not above. In the heavens, I don't think there's time. In my opinion, I don't think there's time over there. Because it says there's a time for everything under the heavens, under this place. So on this planet, I think, is where they've met this time. We have been put in a ark or in a bowl or in a dome of time, in a given time. Out of the dome, I don't think we have time, in my opinion, because we're under the heavens, so we have time here. Time to grow old, time to die. But others, I don't think they do that. Might be wrong. That's my opinion, definitely. That's what I think. But it's very interesting, right? That's another story for another day. So I'm going to cut myself short, otherwise I'll go on, because this is getting more interesting, but definitely for time. Thank you for watching, definitely, and thank you for watching. So if you like the podcast, comment below what are your thoughts. Leave me a comment and let me know what are your thoughts. Was I wrong? Did I miss something? What's something I can add into that? Is there anything that I was missing out? Anything you want to add on? Please. I like other people's opinions. That helps me. It helps me to learn more, and also to help me to understand what I'm talking about. So in case you have another view, please let me know. But definitely the episode will also be put on our YouTube channel as well for those who want to watch it afterwards. But definitely I've loved this. So thank you all, thank you once again, and we shall see you another time for the poetic flows. There is a time, Yes, my friend, there is a time. That thing is not, now it has registered in my brain. It has actually registered and said, "Pap, it's in there." Now I know there's a time for everything. You can wait long, it can 10 years, it can take 15 years. In our time, it can take seasons, months, years, but it's the appointed occasion is when it's going to happen. And it has happened for me today and this week, so I'm pushed forward. Look after yourselves, and shall see you next Monday for the next episode. Shalom.